Hello everyone.
Here we are, we're here from MYRATH, so
Yes.
fantastic to see you. We're here to talk about Shehili, the new fantastic release.
Same things, thank you so much.
MYRATH are Tunisia. How would you describe your music for those of you out there who haven't heard your music?
We play blazing desert metal genre, which is a very unique and a new, most important thing, it's a very new genre in the metal scene. And blazing desert metal is something fresh, bombastic, emotional, melodic, symphonic also, and it has some characteristics that you can never find in any other genre or any other band, with all my respect, of course. So you will find only with MYRATH's music. We can like it, we don't like it, for example, but yeah, it's unique. It's unique in terms of sound, musicality, writing. Yeah, that's it. I think it's not something very special. We are not like the extraterrestrial or the aliens of metal, but yeah, we do something that nobody can do it, only us, because it comes from where we come from, and it comes from our native cultures and folklore, mixed with, of course, metal and Western music.
And of course Tunisia has a great geographical situation, because you have Europe just across the sea, you have the Middle East, and you have Africa below.
Sometimes at the beginning they say this Oriental band, but you know, for England, for example, when they say Oriental, or East Orient, let's say Oriental, it's Japanese or Chinese is Asian. And when we hear Oriental band, say, but we are in Tunisia, we are really like very in the Mediterranean, sea, and very near to Europe. It's not the Orient, it's North Africa, let's say. And then we hear North African band, Tunisian band, you know. And now that's why we created the style, which is a blazing desert metal, you know, to be unique in the metal scene. And it's blazing desert metal. It refers to where we come from, and to our the kind of music that we play also, and which is I think it's original, mystic, very authentic. That's it.
And I've heard Legacy, and I've heard had a preview of the new album, and it's certainly more Alibaba than Hello Kitty, I have to say. But I think
it's good. That's a good comparison. I like it.
And I think for people that are not familiar with the music, and you need to be familiar with the music because it's great. It's got the great sort of like Eastern, Middle Eastern type of scales and sounds and melodies, which you say is quite unique.
I will tell you, for the Western ears, they would say Eastern, Oriental, Middle Eastern kind of music or kind of sonorities. But for us Tunisians, it's completely Tunisians. It's 100% Tunisian, because Tunisia is a mixture of many culture and civilization. You know, we were raped by many civilizations. Ottoman Empire, Arabs.
What did the Romans ever do for you?
The Romans, yeah, for sure. But we did quite things to the Romans, so with Hannibal. South of Spain, also Andalus, native Carthaginian and Tunisian music, North African music culture, and Black African rhythm and culture also coming to Tunisia, and Middle Eastern. So you got like 6-7 influences and mixtures. If you go to Egypt, you will hear only 1 or 2 scales, 3 scales, very common scales. If you go to Lebanon, same thing. You go to the countries of Gulf like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait. Also, it's the same category, you know, the same range of same. But in Tunisia, you will find all of them in Tunisia, but you will never find the Andalus or the native Tunisian folklore, or the North African folklore, or the mixture between the North African and the Western world music. You will not find it in the Middle East or the Far East. So you will find it only in the North African region. That's the positive thing. That's what makes us unique comparing to other Oriental bands, you know, such as our friends from Orphaned or Marrakesh, or we are in the same direction, and we are holding the same flag, you know, and banner, but we are in a different way of composing, different way of writing, because maybe the good thing that we are excelling in it is that we are much more diverse than the common Oriental bands in the Middle East.
I think what's great is this is all packaged up in a really strong symphonic progressive metal sound as well, which is the ideal bedrock, you know, for the enchanting melodies, the rhythmic patterns, and the singing as well. You know, it's almost the perfect style, you know, that you personalised, you know, to your home country.
Which is blazing desert metal.
That's a great way of putting it. So you've been with the band since what, about 2007?
Yes.
So how did you come to join the band to start with?
I joined the band after watching them in supporting Rawll Plant and Sensation band from Led Zeppelin in the Roman amphitheater of Carthage. I had already a band from my hometown, Sousse, in Tunisia, on the coast, and we went together to watch the event. And I saw this band called X-tazy at the time, not MYRATH. And I saw also Adagio. I saw my producer now, Kevin Codfert, which was the keyboard player of Adagio. And at that time, he came to the guys and he said, "I like what you did, and I would like to work with you and to develop and to progress together, to improve your skills, actually." And it started like that, and then I was in another band called Introspection, and we played once in the capital, Tunis, because as I said, I'm from the coast area, from the coast region, which is Sousse, and we played in Tunis a concert, and the guys of MYRATH, with the manager who passed away, may he rest in peace, the father of Malik, they all came to watch our concert, my concert.
Malik's the guitarist, right?
Sorry?
Malik's the guitarist in your band?
In MYRATH?
Yes.
Yes, is the guitarist, yes, the guitar player. So Malik and his father, Anis, the bass player, at the time Saif, the drummer, and Elyes, the keyboard player. And at the time he was keyboard player and singer. So they came to the venue and they saw the concert. After the concert, they came, they bought our CDs, and at that time the manager says, "Really, we like what you did, and especially your range, your vocals, your tone and stuff." And then I thought to myself, I was like the Rudy James Dio of Tunisia. I thought like I was doing something really big, you know. Yeah, it's coming from them. That's what it was really nice. Come and join us, please. Here is Mr. Kevin Codfert.
Hey, lovely to see you.
Yeah.
We have a bonus treat. We have Kevin Codfert. Let me see if I can say that correct. I knew I'd get that almost right. So perfect timing, Kevin, because we've just been talking to Zaher about how he joined the band, and how you first saw the band, and effectively became the band's sort of de facto producer over the albums from 2007.
From the beginning,
Yeah.
in fact. Actually, I met MYRATH maybe 12 years ago.
Oh, I see, right.
Yeah, for a gig in Carthage, I was playing with my previous band, which is not existing anymore. The name was Adagio. It was a symphonic French metal band, which was awesome, an awesome band, but we needed to.
It's an ironic name, isn't it? A thrash band called Adagio.
No. And yeah, I was playing in Carthage, and just before Adagio, we were playing a little Tunisian band called X-tazy. It was not MYRATH, it was X-tazy, with Elyes Bouchoucha, the keyboard player, trying to sing some stuff. And he was singing great, and he sang on the first album of MYRATH, Hope. And the first time I saw X-tazy, I told myself that, in fact, I loved the performance because they were doing Tunisian metal, Oriental metal, but real Oriental metal, not like when symphonics, for example, try to do some Oriental stuff. It was real Oriental with real Oriental people, and the idea for me was to find a way to start as soon as possible to start working with the guy, and I produced 1 year later the first album.
Which was Hope.
It was Hope. So we did this with almost nothing, with no money. So everything was done in a home studio with a fake guitar amp, with fake drums,
VST
with VST instruments.
For real vocals.
And real vocals for the first album. It was Elyes. And
it was Elyes, not
yeah, it was Elyes
for the first album,
yeah.
yes.
And the funny thing is that I found a deal with a French company named Brennus, which is a little French company specialized in prog music.
Not existing anymore, like at the
It's existing anymore.
It's existing?
Yeah, it's existing.
Really?
Yeah, it's existing.
Still. Alright.
And we sold quite good without any promotion. When I say quite good, it's not 10,000 CDs. It was about not 2,000 CD without any promotion, which is quite good for a first album. And I told the guys we need to continue. We need to find the way to make MYRATH explode in the near future. So we worked hard on finding. First of all, we worked hard to find a singer. So we founded Zaher, south of Tunisia, because we needed to have a real front band and know somebody which is doing keyboard and.
The front name is Desert. That's why it's called Blazing Desert Metal.
You're the guy with the flamethrower, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I produced Desert Call, and
actually we tried to find an identity to the sound. That's why what he told us. Actually, you have to change X-tazy to something more original. So that's why our ex-manager, Malik's father, issues MYRATH, which is Legacy in Tunisian. And then Kevin tried to improve and tried to sculpt our music to make it sound more authentic, the more original. At the same time, it's easy for a Western ear to accept it, and that's the most difficult thing.
Yeah, it was
and many people say, how can you make? I mean, they listen to many other musicians and other bands and Middle Eastern bands or Middle Eastern Oriental metal bands, and they say MYRATH songs. It sounds pretty good, but it feels like really difficult to match. It's very hard, to find this case and to match it together to get a very fluid sound. And very easy sound for a Western ear. And I said, the easy thing.
Do you remember for Desert Call you say on Chronicle?
Yes.
Because of quarter tone.
Yeah. Yes. Also because we have a quarter tone, scales.
Yeah.
We use some quarter tone, so it's very for Western ear, it's something false. So we used the quadratone for Western ears, and it sounded, I mean,
False?
not false, not false.
For them. For them.
Yeah, for them. But the easy thing is to get that multicultural, like say, cultural music, Tunisian music with multi, you know, I would say, civilization passing through Tunisia and the North African region through the thousands of years. So this is very easy because you get it in the blood. You know why? From the birth, you are listening to Tunisian music. This mixture of Andalusian, North African, Middle Eastern music. So like. You are stuffed with this kind of music. This is the easy part. That I mean, this is not easy for us, you know, to mix this one with the metal. The most difficult part is how to make this sound simple to the Western ear. This is very difficult, but because every Eastern or Middle Eastern band or Oriental band can mix both, can mix rock with the Oriental music, or Oriental music with pop, Oriental music with metal, Oriental music with jazz. But the most difficult thing is how to make it sound like fluid and easy for the Western ear.
So you went through a succession of albums. I think Legacy was kind of a big breakthrough success. You said Legacy is actually the English for the band name.
MYRATH. Yes.
Well, Kevin, was that the first album where you thought that you've achieved that compromise, or the mixing your unique sound for the Western ear, or do you think you got it right before then?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was previously with Tales of the Sound. We started with Tales of the Sound, so we started to find what was good to do, and we improved it with Legacy, which is a more symphonic album, of course.
Finally with Shehili.
And finally we digested all this stuff to do a perfect mix between Tales of Sun and Legacy with Shehili. It's my point of view.
What's the final personal print of MYRATH, which is in Shehili? I think the most I would say mature style and product of MYRATH in terms of lyrics, in terms of musicality and songwriting.
It has got an incredibly wide cinematic sound to it. So what I loved is the holding back and the latest one, Dance. The videos you have.
Yeah.
It's like a Hollywood movie, and
actually it's not. It's really, it looks like a Hollywood movie, but in a very low budget way. You know?
but it's good that they
yeah, but it's good. You know,
really good.
We know we are not, you know, preventing like we are the Hollywood masters or something.
And not professional actors, because a lot of people in YouTube told us on the comments they are great musicians but bad actors. Okay, we are not actors.
Yeah, but we are not actors, you know.
I would take that every day of the week, you know.
Yeah, really. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, really. Yeah, but you know, as a new starter band in the big metal scene.
Yeah,
the metal scene is so big, but in the big high class metal scene, we just started now. This is our fifth album. Fifth? Yeah, fifth. This is our fifth album. But as the boss, the big boss of Elyes Music said to us, this is not your fifth album. This is your first album. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in you, like Kevin believed in you 15 years ago. I believe in you, and I believe that you have a unique sound in this bunch of, you know, multi-sound metal scene. You know?
I think that's true, because from my perspective, I listen to a lot of music. I love some of the bands you mentioned, like Symphony X. I really like, particularly Russell Allen's voice.
Land, yeah.
Orphan Land. They played over here a few times and gained a lot of fans.
A lot,
not just because of the music and the difference, but also because of the lyrics.
New, also.
Yeah, it's just the sense,
concept,
the sense and the emotion of the music and the lyrics, particularly given though kind of the environment that they grew up in and that they live in. So I was going to ask you a little bit about that because the lyrics on the new album, particularly I'll use Dance as an example, very poignant, very current. It's not the singing about cars, girls, or anything like that.
I think you're true. You're totally true. In my own humble opinion, I think MYRATH, we didn't bring something new. We just made it, from our hearts. It's very transparent, very honest, like the music we do. The same thing in the lyrics. Actually, when we wrote, we started writing lyrics with our friend Ayman Jawadi and Perez Fuentes, two of our friends who belongs to the family of MYRATH. And MYRATH is not only a band. It's a family, composed by friends, musicians, and producer, managers, and So with the lyrics, we had to choose another way to present the subjects and the lyrics in a very different way from other bands, and in a very poetic and metaphoric way. For example, talking about dance. Dance, it's an homage it's an homage for the Syrian dancer, belly dancer, who received several death threats from ISIS, to quit dancing and to join the community of ISIS, and so on. So, like even the Guardian, they talked about this artist. So it's quite an homage for this artist, but at the same time, this is not only the main subject of dance. Dance talks about everybody in this life, everybody in this world, everyone who has a dream to achieve, everyone who has to fight against the evil and against the hatred in this world. When I say dance with me, dance, it's not actually dance, it's a metaphoric of the word fight. Instead to say fight, I say dance. Dance for the joy of life, dance for the liberty, dance for the freedom, and so on. So the majority of the lyrics of MYRATH are playing in the same poetic and metaphoric way.
So Kevin, with the new album, did you have to approach the production any differently? I noticed there are, I think, 3 different people that mixed the album.
Yeah, we changed the way to produce.
It's not even mixed, it's production.
Yeah.
It went from mixing to production, from recording to production, unconsciously actually.
Yeah, so what we did, first of all, I mixed and produced all the album, okay? And we presented the album finished, mixed and mastered to
what a waste of time.
to Edel. And Edel told me, okay, I know why you put in some tricks on the drums. I know why it's like this, triggers. Because you didn't add any money to record in big studio and everything. It's something.
The means actually to.
It's something we can understand, but your album is really good. So we don't want to release the album this way without redoing all the drums with good studio, good big studio. And I told them, okay, so let's re-record the drums. So the first version of the drums was recorded in a little boxy studio, and they proposed me a Camino studio, recording studio, which is a huge studio in Hamburg.
There were Scorpions, Aldemir, Alice Cooper, Deep Purple,
a lot of bands,
and MYRATH. So it's like a dream,
we recorded everything again, taking our time to not try to fix after all this.
Actually, it was only the main reason was only to record the drums.
Yeah, the drums.
And from the recording the drums, you and Eike tried to tweak and stuff, and it became a reproduction.
Exactly, and we didn't edit anything of the drums, and we didn't use drum samples because we could afford to not use any drum samples because of the room, because the room was so big that you have real reverb, you have a real emotion.
It was completely natural, organic recording.
And yeah, so when we finished, I decided to mix two songs. Eike mixed all the other songs except I don't remember the definitive name of this song. La chanson de Jens.
The name of the song, you mean?
Ah, mais c'est Lily Twill.
Lily Twill.
It's the cover. Lily Twill. And Jens mixed the cover. Lily Twill. Yeah. So yeah, we have three different producers, three different sounds, one vision, and I think we have a great
mixture.
So you happy how this new, more expansive sound?
Of course, I'm very happy.
We didn't hear the original stuff, but yeah, the production on it is just you need on this sort of music, the arrangement, just the structures. You do need that, and also you need the strong vocals.
It was a great effort to record because to have all the structure to record in Kevin's studio, to record the guitars, the keyboards, the vocals, the bass. Then he comes to Tunisia to record with the national Tunisian orchestra, all the Tunisian violins and the Tunisian percussion, the authentic percussions, and the clarinet, oriental clarinet. And then goes back to France to rearrange everything, the oriental arrangement and the western metal arrangement together, and then mix it all together. And then it goes to Jens' program just for the mix and for the pre-mastering. But then they went into twisting délire, comment on say, twisting craziness in 2 weeks by tweaking and stuff. They indirectly and instinctively they went into the process of production again, because Kevin, he's the one who produced the album from the beginning, and then the job was only to mix everything and pre-mastering and make it listen to Max, the big boss of earMUSIC. Then the guys, they were like a kids, tweaking everything and just put this out, this out. And then you got like the second producer, who is Jens' program on the album, and then re-recording the drums. Yeah. Then you get the third producer, which is Eike Fries in Kamal studio in Hamburg. Yeah. So as Kevin said, that three producers, three way of working, and three sounds. At the end you got only one vision, and you can hear it in each song. There is something special, difference in the sound when you really focus on it.
So the album's out on the 3rd of May, so the majority of people have got to wait another month or so.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately.
So what happens next? I know I've seen an announcement for some festival appearances like Sweden Rock and Wacken, as far as I remember. What more have you got planned once the album is out?
Some Japanese show we will announce later. Of course, a European tour, and we are working actually on it. So we will announce within maybe 1 month, 2 months maximum, something.
And there will be 2 music videos also.
2 more?
Yeah. One for Marcel and one for Monster in My Closet, Japanese and the English version.
So
very soon.
So there'll be a Hello Kitty version, right?
Yeah, there will be a Hello Kitty version also. Yeah, like baby metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the program normally. That's the plan until now. But the year it's long. We have a long time ahead, and we have a very hard working period coming, even through the festive period, which is the summer.
Yeah.
We will work on the process of the marketing and promotion will continue until the end of the year.
So of course, we'd love to see you in the UK, whether it's in a support slot or doing your own headline shows.
Whatever. With big pleasure.
Definitely welcome.
With big pleasure, we cross fingers for the release of the album in the UK, because for me personally, it's very, very important. It's not a question of market, but it's very important point of view for the British fans who know us and don't know us also.
Yes.
And I hope they will receive it. They will receive the record with good vibes, and they will really be open to another, let's say, style, another genre, a new genre.
There's always space in the hearts of the metal fans for good music, new bands. So
I really hope so. I know it's hard, but I hope there will be space in their hearts, to welcome this kind of music, this new genre, which is blazing desert metal style.
Absolutely, and you've recorded your definitive album now. So, do you already have an idea of how to make an even better album? Next one?
Of course. We need
the same question every album.
Yeah. We need to work hard, because
it's always a challenge, actually. Because when you listen to many other bands, without naming them, sometimes you hear the same structure, same melodies, the same, there is certain monotony in this style. What we are trying to do in every album is to be, from album to album, is to be different, completely different, to deliver different emotions. And I think MYRATH is a producer of emotions, simply.
Guys, it's been absolutely, we could talk for ages, but it's been fantastic to talk to you. So welcome to the UK. We do hope you'll come back soon. The album Shehili is out on earMUSIC on the 3rd of May.
Yes.
From the fantastic Tunisian band.
Thank you so much.
MYRATH. So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay metal.
Yeah, thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.